All right, now welcome to SC Custom Designs. I'm going to poke my fat head down here. We are continuing the series on making a bandsaw box. In this case, the bandsaw box is going to be in the shape of a dragon. And so, how did I get the dragon on there? I am not an artist. I tried for, not kidding you, 1.5 hours to draw a dragon, and I had to sand it off like 5 times. So here's what you can do. I installed a projector on the ceiling in my wife's sewing room. That's the other part of SC Custom Designs. And so basically I project the image onto the wood, just like this. And then you can trace out whatever it is that you want to put on here. So that was that idea. So that's a tip number 1 for you. Regarding doing that. Okay. Oh, by the way, look up the series on this. There's a whole series. I like to do series so you can follow every step of the way. Now next, I need to go ahead and make this even with this. Okay. So when I start cutting this out, this is actually not even. Okay. And you know, if you've ever worked with a bandsaw and you're cutting out bandsaw boxes or in odd shapes, that if this isn't, parallel, then when you start cutting, you're going to be off on your cutting. You're going to cut into whatever it is that you are trying not to cut into. Okay, so hopefully that made sense. So what I'm going to do is take my Carter Mag Fence 2, look up that when I introduce this. I'm going to put it on my wooden table. Oops, we got a problem. This unit comes with rare magnets. It's supposed to go onto steel. Well, this is wood. So there's a little bit of a problem there. This here is a circle making jig. Please look up that series, how to use that. But as you can see, it's very generous. I have a lot of real estate. So I kept it on here. So what I'm going to do is guesstimate how much material I want off of it so I can have a nice flat. First I did this because I thought it was cool. Now it's not cool because it'll ruin my project. So obviously we want to make sure that this is going to be 90 degrees, so we'll take care of that. Then we'll take 2 clamps and we'll clamp this down. Please forgive me for the noise upstairs in the living room. My wood shop is in my basement, and whatever's happening up there gets heard. Hopefully it won't be too disruptive. Okay, so we have that all set. Now I'm going to just very carefully push this through and take care of that. That's all I really need to do there. That'll take care of it for me. Always a good idea to let your bandsaw blade stop. Okay, so that should be plenty for me. That's going to be more stable, absolutely. So now I can start running this unit through. And it is my opinion that you should lower the blade, the bearings, closer to the stock that you're working on. And, each person has to, operator of the bandsaw, they have to figure that out for themselves, because I've seen it done both ways. Very high above the stock and very close to the stock. I have it close to the stock. You're going to want to run it through to make sure that it is indeed going to fit all the way through. The last thing you want when you're cutting out a bandsaw is to have to stop and reevaluate. I am a huge fan of having a backup plan. What if something goes wrong? So now what we're going to do is basically we're going to attempt to cut this out. And well, let's go. All right, so what? I'm going to take you off the camera mount here, the tripod. Thank you, subscribers. It said, please mount your camera. Okay, so let's have a closer look. I'm not going to take all the time to cut this entire unit out. For number one, I don't want to feel rushed. Okay, but look how awesome and cool that is, my friends. So that's the beginning of what the dragon's going to look like. You'll notice that what I did was I would make cuts and then I would back off. So it'd cut in and then back off. If I didn't feel that I could comfortably make that turn, because sometimes the turns are, well, pretty sharp, then I just take bits and pieces off at a time. Think of this as huge relief cuts, if you wish. So what's a relief cut? When you do relief cuts, you're going to basically come here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. You're going to make these relief cuts so that when you do come in with your blade, you can make those real intricate cuts without having to back off every time. Because backing the stock out of the blade can be dangerous, and you could also cause your blade to come off the wheel. So you learn these things with experience. And so when you saw the block fall off, because I thought I was pushing just the piece in the very beginning, the first piece, waste piece off, I pushed the whole thing off. I was completely safe in the operation of my bandsaw. I just say that for the benefit of those who are like, wow, you shouldn't be running a bandsaw because look what you just did. If you don't feel comfortable making bandsaw boxes and doing the things that I'm doing, I would say work your way up to it. I feel 100% confident. And so there you go. So just a little clarification there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, and I'm on my lunch break at this time, and I only have like 15 minutes left. So I'm going to carefully continue cutting this, and I will do a video number 2, 3, or 4 to show you the finished, at least that we've cut this out, and how cool that's going to be. Let's turn the stock around. You can see that it is basically a piece of tree. Okay, and I cut this out, and the spare pieces, I saved them. Some of them are over here because I thought they were really, really cool looking, specifically this piece here. Let's bring you over to the light. Look how awesome that is. I love that grain. So I'm probably going to make something out of this, which will be determined. Often these pieces they pick the project up for you. Here's the other pieces. So basically, you can consider this operation when you're sliding wood through resawing. Okay, so I have stock now from the live edge with live edge, and there you go. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and end this part of the video. Thanks for watching. Continue to follow the series. If you like what you see, give us a thumbs up. We're going to start membership, by the way, on my channel. This is the first time I'm officially announcing that. So memberships. We're going to start off at the very low price end of just fun things to do, on up to going to be making a series on woodworking 101. You're not going to want to miss this series. I'm going to show you every tool that you need without power tools. These are all hand tools. You don't even need that many tools, okay? But I'm going to go through that with you so you can confidently work your way up into the skill sets of doing things like this. Sorry for spinning quick. Cutting out bandsaw boxes and just things from the bandsaw. That'll be in its own series, okay? We're going to discuss wood. Where do you get the pieces of wood? The lumber out of a tree. It's very important to identify that when you look at the end grain. Here, you're going to say, oh, look, your rip sawn, okay, or your quarter sawn, or your plane sawn. you're going to want to know that when you buy your wood, because the worst thing case scenario is it's all straight at the lumber yard. Okay, then you get it home into your environment, it's drier or it's wetter, but even over time that wood is going to do what it wants to do, basically. And you could have some whoopsies. I've had plenty of them myself when I was first learning. So all right, let's go ahead and end the video. I did go longer than I wanted to, but there you go. Thanks for tuning in to SC Custom Designs. Again, subscribe to the channel if you like what you see. Give us a thumbs up. Leave your comments. I will get back to your comments one way or another. Thank you. Bye-bye. Shalom uvracha. Tutzins. Zaijian. Masalami. Take care.